Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We will present our final report of practicum TECMI and TFG. Our team is from FRI 139. My name is Made Ardi Wiratama and my friend.
My name is David Zailansyah.
And my name is Intan Ayuning Gaisani.
Here is our content before we start the presentation. The first is we will explain about TECMI material, where is business overview, SCP analysis, marketing strategy, production plan, HR plan, financial projection, and until feasibility analysis. And then we will move into the PFG labs. Here is the material that we will be explained from distance between supplier until final layout using SketchUp. Okay, the first material will be present by Intan.
Okay, so for the business overview, IIEG company is a manufacturer of chassis plate appliance product for sales to domestic market in the form of business to business or B2B, where the company's customers are scattered in West Java. Next. And for the company profile, so the company name is FREEAG company, and then company sector is tool for micro, small, and medium enterprise, produce a sushi plate experience, and product description. Sushi plate experience is an UMKM tools which can be useful as a container for sushi dough ingredients, a sushi roller, a sushi cutter, and a sushi plate to be eaten immediately. Also have space to put the equipment or ingredients. It's perfect for people or business owners who doesn't want to have trouble while making or serving sushi and make the sushi production more effective and efficient. According to our group, the tools will be very useful for MSME business is the food sector, especially Japanese food, considering that sushi comes from a variety of ingredients that can be said to be difficult to process and expensive to produce. Based on that explanation, so the product can be an alternative tool for producing sushi and product can be help UMKM to increase productivity. Next. And for the vision and the mission, and for the vision, we have to improve technology in the manufacture of food more efficiently and effectively, making it easier for many companies in the international food industry sector, such as sushi. And then for the mission, make easier for sushi seller in the production process of making sushi, because our products are multifunctional as sushi cutter, sushi roller, sushi makers, and also plates. Besides saving energy, save time, and save money as well. Next. And then for the STP analysis, we have segmenting, targeting, and positioning. For the segmenting, we have geographic in Bandung, shipping around Indonesia. And for the demographic, we have housewife, small, middle business, food sector. And for the psychographic, we have personal and then small, middle business. And last, for the behavior segmenting, we have efficiency and effectiveness. And for the targeting, we have product specialization, sushi making, and then last positioning, industrial sector as beneficial tool. Next. And then for the marketing mix, product. Sushi plate experience is a multifunction product, making sushi more fast, efficiency, and effectiveness. A combination of sushi cutter, sushi roller, sushi maker, and plate to help process of making sushi easier and help sushi seller. And for the place, we are located at Jalan Ciwastra, nomor 27, Kabupaten Bandung, West Java. The more strategic the place where a company does business or operates, the stronger its business process and profit will be. The right location or place will make it easier for consumer and prospective consumer to find and get products sold by the company, so that buying and selling transactions are carried out more easily. And Sushi Plate Experience company located strategic. And for the price, so Sushi Plate Experience will be sold at 124,000 rupiah. And for the promotion, we use digital platforms such as website, marketplace, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Also, we sell it via online, by sell directly to people and into market, or to shop that's selling cooking utensil. Next. Marketing plan and strategy. Market breakdown analysis. Potential market, UMKM food sector and personal sushi making use. And then available market, UMKM sushi producer. And then target market is UMKM and personal use. And last level on competition is oligopoly. Next. Marketing plan and strategy. Advertising plan, website. By using website, it can increase market via online and look more professional to sell our product. And then second is Instagram ads. Using Instagram ads to increase our website engagement and to reach young productivity market. Next. So this is marketing cost estimation, and the total is 5 million rupiah. And then this is the assumption of increasing marketing cost 2% from 2022 until 2026. Next. So next will be presented by Devin.
So next is production plan. So this is our product structure and the operation process chart, as you can see in the slide. Next. And this is the material cost. There's a production volume. In every years, the order direct material cost, packaging and holding direct material cost, holding indirect material cost, and product indirect material cost, as you can see in the slide. Next. And this is the investment cost. So this is the estimated investment cost in 2021, as you can see in the slide, and the depreciation cost and maintenance cost. Next. So this is for the depreciation cost and maintenance cost. As you can see in the depreciation cost, in the slide, and the maintenance cost in every year until 2026 in the slide. Next. And this is the electricity cost around 2022 and 2026. Next. Human resource plan. So this is the organization value chain, the support activity and primary activity. In the support activity, there's infrastructure, HR management, tech development, and procurement. As you can see the activity in the slide. And also there's primary activity that consists of inbound logistic, operation, outbound logistic, marketing and sales, and service. As you can see the activity in the slide. Next. So this is the organization structure of FRI IEG. Next. So this is the structure after the recruitment that we needs to the company, as you can see in the slide. Next. So this is the recruitment and selection. Below this is the route of recruitment, and this is the poster of the recruitment. Next.
Okay, I will start explain after Devin. Here is our management aspect cost. When we calculate management aspect cost, we also calculate the direct labor cost planning. Here is the result of that. After that, we also calculate the executive cost planning here, and here is the result and the total about 5 years and from 2022 until 2026. And also here for the indirect cost planning, here is the result from the total. After that, we get the financial projection. Where is our business need the money or fund requirement is based on fixed investment, working capital, initial ship cost, and trademark cost. Here is the total is about 548 million. And our sort of fund is from owner equity is about 80% and bank loan is about 20%. And here is the amount. The amount is same as the fund requirement. After that, since our business is production manufacture and we have the product, so we make the cost of goods sold. And here is our COGS, where is our selling cost rounding per product with this result, and our production volume each year with the selling volume, production volume, and final inventory, as you can see in the slide. After that, to make the financial projection, we also find the profit loss. And here is our profit loss by the income statement by our estimation. After that, we can find the EBIT, interest expense, EBT, tax, and EAT, or earning after interest and tax. And here is the result, as you can see. After that, we also have cash flow to determine the financial projection. We make the cash flow and from the first year by our business starting until 5 year next, where is after until 2026. And here is by we also calculate the total estimate cash inflow and total cash outflow. By that we have the to find the net cash flow. To after we have the net cash flow, we can finding the beginning cash balance, and after that we have the final cash balance. Here is the result, where is every year is increasing. After that, we do balance it to know if our business is balanced or not. But immediately, our business is balanced because it can be shown by its result. We calculate using Excel from asset, intangible asset, fixed asset, liabilities, and owner equity. After that, we do a feasibility analysis to make sure if our business is profitable or not. So we calculate the NPV and PVP. Based on the NPV calculation, it can be stated that the company is feasible in running the business because the estimation cash flow in the future, that is NPV, year is 2025, more than zero. And here is the estimation. And based on the PVP result also, we calculate, and the company need time is about 30.52 years to pay back, or the model will be back. And based on the BEP calculation, it can be stated that the company is feasible on years 1. And from we also find the ERR based on the calculation result by table of interpolar calculation. The PFG factor we use is 32% and 30%. We get the NPV cumulative, and based on the calculation result, a company is feasible running in the business because of ERR has a greater than MARR, atau the MARR is 32.99%. It means that will be most profitable to put the money in our business than saving on bank or investment. After that, we find the BCR. Based on the BCR, a company is feasible also in running the business because of ERR has greater value than MIRR or more than 32.9%. It means that will be most profitable put the money on business. Okay. Okay, since our presentation about TechMe has been finished, we will move into the 50 presentation. Okay, will be explained by Intan.
Okay, so this is the distance between supplier and company. And for the analysis, by using ArcGIS Online, we do to find the distance between 3 supplier and 3 location of our company. Then we using tracking distance to know the real-time distance for each place. And the result we got is infinity. We can conclude that the lowest distance is from supplier Toko Mesin Maxindo to FRI IAG Company C. And the highest distance is from supplier toko kayu produsen penggergajian kusen mutiara bangunan to FRI IEG Company C. Next. And this is location selection with factor rating. The relevance factor for site selection process. And the type of data is quantitative. Next. And the location selection with factor rating. So this is the table. We determine weight of each factor with AHP methods. Next will be presented by Devin or Ardi.
Okay, I will continue to find the location selection with factor rating. After that, we analyze the GUMIN. Here is the factor from the GUMIN, and then we make a metric to make sure the data, and then we do the normalization. And here is the result of normalization of our location selection. And here is the random value that we use. Okay, after that, we also use the quantitative data. Where is our company information about location, and then about the income and about the land availability and the total area. From the qualitative data, we make the Google Form survey about the situation on that area, and here is the result by the HR quality, transportation access, disaster, and potential market. By that is the Kabupaten Bandung is have win. After that, we determine score for each factor in every alternative. After we determine the score, we do a normalization. Okay, after normalization, we can determine the multiplication rate, which we make to find the score for each factor, and the highest score is alternative 2, where is Kota Bandung. So because the Kota Bandung the highest, so we choose that location. So that's why on the TechMe presentation we use Kota Bandung from our manufacturer place. Okay, after that we do a routing set. Here is the data to make a routing set. Here is the OPC and product structure and bill of material. We input that data into to find the total actual machine required. Whereas our demand is based on TechMe by working days in 1 year, working hour, and working day. And we get the result of actual unit is 14, and the highest prepared production amount is 29. We will use to make the unit load. And then we get total machine required are 14 machine. After that, we have the total material need. Here is the total material need, whereas in the GBBU total area is 4 meter quadrat, and GBBU total area is 3 meter quadrat. And the receiving area, MHI allowance, and total receiving area is 3 meter. And then our required facility is here by the amount, and here is the result of calculation to find the size of facility that we want to make. And here is the result. After that, we want to determine the MHE data. Here is our material handling equipment. Here is look like with the dimension and capacity. And here is the place when we want to use its MHE data, MHE. After that, we make the stacking calculation by using application. And here is the result of stacking, and we input that stacking. After that, we make the unit load to make the Gantt chart. Here is the data. Where is the factor we use is 29. The factor of 29 is 1 and 29. Where is operation from A until N. And here is moving material with load size is 1. And here is MHE need for each activity. Here is the preview our unit load result. Actually, our result is very long. We can put it on PPT, but here is the preview, as you can see. And after that, we make a conclusion. Where is we get the maximum stacking? Here is the maximum stacking, each activity. As you can see, there is 33 activity. And after that, the selected number of MHE is 29. Why 29? Because the 29 have optimal time. As you can see, here is the optimum time. Is the lowest than where is we use the unit load one. And here is the number of delivery frequency for each process. As you can see, okay, it will be explained by Kevin for the rest.
So next is total area. This is the chart of production floor dimension as you can see in the slide. So we get the total area is amount of 424.1 meter. Next. And then we calculate to the office area and we get the result is 111 meters. Next. And this is the FTC data. And as you can see in the slide, there is the material handling cost and the calculation of material handling cost, equipment cost. And the total of the material handling cost is 100,092,857, and there's the material handling equipment. As you can see, there is maintenance cost. We have one set of trolley wheel and a lubricant, and we have no electricity cost because it's the MHE not electric MHE, and the operator cost is 3,742 276, and as you can see, there's the depreciation, maintenance cost, electricity cost, operator cost in the slide. Okay, next. So this is the result of the FTC. As you can see, there is the lowest total cost is 176.177. Next. So this is the initial layout after ERC. As you can see in the slide, the picture, the table of the initial layout and the initial layout with additional facility. So next. So this is the final layout, as you can see in the slide. And this is the final layout sketch up, as you can see in the slide.
Okay, that's all from our team.
Okay, that's
We would like
us.
to thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.